all throughout like high school, I didn't do anything. I wasn't like a bad kid. I didn't smoke. I wasn't cursing. I wasn't drinking. I was what people would call a good kid. Like I didn't get in trouble. I was a goody two shoes kind of girl. But I was still hanging around people all throughout high school, all throughout college that I knew I shouldn't have been hanging around. And they didn't even compromise me in a way, but I was still around them, and that stunted my faith. I wasn't there to preach the gospel. They knew I was Christian, but I wasn't, doing anything to help, I don't know, help plant some seeds. Sometimes I would occasionally invite them to church, my youth groups. I would do what is it? There was something in Christmas where I would give out, what is it? Tracts? Yeah, tracts. That told them about the gospel. I wasn't throwing in my faith alongside with them. If anything, my light was either stagnant or dimming because I wasn't outshining them. Instagram was a big part of my life, a very big part of my life. I used to post on there religiously, take pictures, look cute, put on makeup, just to present myself to the world in this way. And I wasn't doing anything crazy, but I was wearing bikinis. Now I get convicted about it. Like if I were to post a bikini picture online, because I was doing that to show off my body, because I worked for that body and I was like, okay, I'm going to show off that body. God took that away. And on Instagram, that was where I had all my acquaintances, all my friends. And when I started to find God, I wanted to post more about him, but my heart was like, oh, but they'll think you're just some goody Christian. Yeah. They're not gonna be like, they're gonna think you're lame. And so I would post about him, but I wouldn't do it in a way that I wanted to really do it in confidence.
Like it was still like
shy and like, like I'm
a watered down gospel.
Yeah, let me keep it tame. Yeah. Because I know all these people are gonna, like, they know me from college, they know me from high school, and I don't want them to shift how they view me.
Like it was almost like, this is gonna mess up my brand.
Yes, exactly. Like, bro, at that time I was posting pictures, tagging name brands. Fashion Nova was liking my pictures. Like that's what I'm tough. Saying. People who had followings, crazy. Like 100,000, they were liking my pictures. So I'm just like, like I don't want to give that
like losing contract.
Yes, I'm like, I'm building this brand. Like I was going for it with YouTube. I was doing these reactions to these worldly songs, and I was like, no, like I want this. I wanted this whole time, but now God found me, and He's nudging me to stop. And he knew how much Instagram meant to me. So he took it away. One day, I just couldn't log in. I couldn't even find my account. And I never cried so hard for something so small. It just hurt because I had that page for years.
Yeah.
And it was like my aesthetic. I was just doing my thing. I didn't even have a lot of followers, but it was just my
pride in your work.
Like I was building it. And it just went away. And that's when I had to like just stop and just realize that was God and that was nobody else but God.
That humbling, just you can't look at nobody else and be like, you did this.
Yes, like Instagram, you did this.
Yeah, you took this away from me, and God is like,
man,
guilty is charged.
But that just gave me another reason to start a new one. And as soon as I did, first thing I did was dedicate it to the Lord. Unashamedly.
Yeah.
I had no one to impress. I had no one to try to look this way for. Mm-hmm. I didn't even want to go follow them anymore because God took me out of that for a reason. So why am I going to go search for the people I used to follow?
Yeah, like why am I going and making a U-turn to go back and dig up
knowing
God buried.
Right. Yeah. Knowing that if they were still following me, I would still feel Like,
you're not finna post. You're not finna post for real. Yeah.
Like it was still like God was still working on the sanctification was still happening.
Yes.
And I was still fresh.
Like it was still fresh. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it would have been terrible.
It's like ripping a seed out of the ground just as it starts to sprout.
Exactly.
It's gonna be starving for water.
Yeah. He just didn't want me in that environment anymore. He didn't want me around those people or in front of those people because I wasn't even around them necessarily. But he didn't want me there. And this was like what? My last year of college, this all happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when my relationship with God really started to grow. And I started to see that those things that I was partaking in, those people I was around, were not what he wanted. I was harvesting his light now, and they weren't.